I think for me, because I work with different producers, farmers, customers all the time, and with this, um, I think that's why it helps me to think of different things. Because number one, it's always I'm Ben Van Beek, married to my wife Jen. She teaches second grade in Sheldon. Been working as an agronomist for 20 some years, almost at FCS. Moved to the farm 3 years ago. I've been farming since 2012 was my first crop. You've been farming since
1976. I'm Steve Van Beek. Been married for 47 years. My wife Katie.
Can you tell me what it's like farming as a father and son?
Well, I think it's been wonderful for me because as I get older, I can't physically do the stuff I used to do. So as Ben takes over and slowly does more and more, he tells me what I can and can't do. And that's been great. I have accepted that, I think, very well. And Ben has done a super job of doing that and helping out. So,
yeah, father, son. I'd agree with what Dad said. I helped on the farm since I could first help when I was a little kid, and then being an agronomist, and then I started, first crop that I had was in 2012, and then slowly been working in there, and I feel we've gotten along very well, worked through things. You've given me advice, and the advice has kind of come a little more where I'm guiding a little more, and that's some benefit of being an agronomist. That gives me some insights of, being an agronomist, helping to the farm, but the farms also help back being an agronomist. But,
I think it's special because we feed the world with the crops that we grow. And I think doing the row crop, we've learned so much over the years that we have farmed, and how we've improved row cropping and how we can raise more food for the world. And I think that's critical.
Row crops are important. To everything what Dad just said, corn and beans is what we grow. There's other things in the world that are growing row crop, but we're corn and beans. That's what we specialize here, feeding the world, whether that's directly into, say, cornflakes, feeding cows, pigs, whatever it may be. And the technology from when you started to today has drastically changed. And
well, when I started farming with my dad, we plowed with a 3-bottom plow. And I just loved riding on the tractor with him. And, now we don't plow at all. It's all, pretty much no-till or very little tillage. So that's been a huge thing. And basically to save the soil, we got to preserve this soil for the next generation. So that's been huge. But the tillage practices have changed, the way we harvest, the GPS, how we don't even drive some of the vehicles anymore. They drive themselves. That, in my lifetime, that has been huge, that change. So
change will keep happening because change always happens. Our equipment has keep getting bigger. There might be a point where we might get smaller equipment, smaller things that are run based off the GPS, like Dad said, and different things, and probably more specialization in the corn and beans to fit niches for what the end user wants. I think for me, because I work with different producers, farmers, customers all the time, and with this, I think that's why it helps me to think of different things. Because, number one, it's always, you got to make money to live. But then what can you do to change in your operation to do that? I'm a firm believer of that, because if you go to ask what sustainability means to all kinds of other people that aren't in farming, they have a way different answer. Multiple different answers. Some we might like, some we might not like. But number one, you got to make money. And by doing that, you're usually changing something, and that's for the better for the environment, whether that's less fertilizer, putting in the right spots, variable rate planting, less tillage. It's all of those things that go in there. I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't have anything to add on that one. But.
And sustainability means something different to each farmer in a way. Just starting out farming, learn. Whether there's many ways to learn, from other people, neighbors, friends, family, different meetings that you can go, because I mean, there's so many things that you can see and you can do. Don't be afraid to try things, change. There's nothing is going to keep happening, so take that all in. Ask good questions. Networking with people, whether that's with an agronomist, neighbors, friends, your banker needs to be involved. Don't be afraid to take some risk, but make sure they're calculated risk.
It's huge that you start with someone. Like I had said earlier, you cannot start farming on your own from day one. You are going to need some assistance, whether it be with somebody, a dad, or it can be anybody, but you can't just buy into it day one. You know, you need to start with some help.
But also being open throughout the rest of the year, because like, for example, this past year we had a lot of rain. We did some side dressing on nitrogen and did a couple little trials there too. So sometimes you have to go with the flow throughout the year to see what may come up that you can try to learn something from.
Well, all the trials that go on with Elite Crop, with the different members that are a part of it, are huge. How we can compare what we do with other people, whether it be fertilizer rates, seeding rates, different varieties, differences we can compare with others. Plus, it even goes outside our own area where we can compare it. To me, that's just been huge to be a part of that and see how we compare with others, you know, whether it be costs or the varietal differences that we've seen. So that to me is huge.
Cody Vendry is the elite crop specialist. He's the one that kind of oversees elite crop. Funny you say this, today Cody is coming out here to the farm here, and we're going to go over all of our data and trial from this past. I call it the report card from the end of the year. So we go over that, we find some insights, things we want to change, some things that, hey, a new thing we learned, confirmation that we did the right things.
And he leaves it open, you know, he comes up with ideas for us. But if we happen to, I'm not sure I want to do that, you know, it's still ultimately our decision yet.
Funny you say this, today Cody is coming out here. Economic way.
Yeah, and I think he's going around. I think as an agronomist, we have the opportunity. You just wait a minute, okay.
You go around.
That side door on the back of the garage. Everything's open.
Like, you know,
Yeah, they caught you.
perfect.
You're going to be involved in this too. Just wait.
Side door.
Side door, take shoes off, then come in.
Now we got our blooper reel.
That's our blooper reel.